Ladies and gentlemen, today I am here to bring you an anime review on Magic Kaito. I'll tell you, like I said last week, I am so happy Crunchyroll is freaking translating this now. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Being able to watch this series the day it comes out with actual good translations makes me so happy. It really does. And so to see how Magic Kaito, once again, on time, fucking love that, So, anyways, this episode, Magic Kaito. The thing with this episode is Nakamori is in a pinch. That's the main concept of this episode. Like, this new detective comes in and his name is Dolan, because in the translations it was like D-E-L-O-N or whatever. It was Dylan. That's like, or Dylan, however you want to pronounce it. But either way, it sounded like Dolan, so I'm just going to call the detective dude Dolan. So, this dude Dolan, he gets introduced in this episode. He thinks he's a badass, pretty much, and thinks he can be better than Nakamori. And he got wrecked. He got really fucking wrecked in this episode. Like, he didn't even stand a chance. Because this dude thinks he's, you know, top of the line, best detective around. Nakamori is shit. You know, the Japanese police are incompetent, stuff like that. And you have to where Kaito schools this dude. At the very least, Nakamori, he got closer. He actually got closer than, you know, this detective dude probably ever could. Because one thing that really stood out with this episode was that Kaito revealed one of his tricks. And with this reveal of what Kaito did might lead to his downfall eventually. So let's, you know, discuss that a little bit. So, one of the main central points about this episode that really stood out was the actual reveal of the magical abilities that Kaito uses to Nakamori. Because Kaito, at the end of the day, he is technically the Phantom Thief. And revealing any of his secrets can actually endanger him in the future. And, you know, letting Nakamori know that he's actually just distracting some people. Like, for instance, when he has the card trick, he distracts people with his left hand, and he's setting up the next hand with, you know, behind his back with his hand. And so, revealing that trick actually opened the door for Nakamori to actually key in on more of, you know, Kaito's magic tricks. So this might hurt Kaito in the long run, revealing that type of trick, because Nakamori is going to be keying in on that information a lot more. But I will say this, though, that's kind of obvious, though, that magicians kind of do that, because they try to distract you with certain, you know, key movements before they can actually set up their tricks. So, this is actually common knowledge when it comes to, you know, magicians and stuff. But at the time when this series was made, like when it was written from the mangaka writing this series, there was no internet, so technically you really couldn't look up any information on magicians or wiki. There was like no wiki at the time when this was first made, so that might explain why Nakamori never knew about that. But either way, episode overall, pretty much it saved Nakamori's job. That's one of the main ending points of the episode. Nakamori has a job. He didn't lose his job because he constantly pretty much fails to catch Magic Kaito. He fails to catch him every single episode, and in turn, I could see how that could cause, you know, negative repercussions to him, because if you're a detective and you're following this dude Kaito for how many years, like maybe a long time, like 10 years or so, it doesn't matter. Just following this detective for quite a long time, eventually the police force is going to look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you catch this dude? So, of course, they would try to hire someone new to see if they can catch him. And if the detective couldn't catch him, well, you're still fine. But if, for instance, the detective did a lot better than you and produced results, then most likely you're out of a job. So, to see that aspect of this series, I was really happy to see how Magic Kaito actually dived into something like that. Overall, great episode. Shows that connection between Kaito and Nakamori. At the exact same time, it just shows you that nobody can best Kaito besides probably Conan and Nakamori. That's it. So tell me your thoughts. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe and stay tuned for the next illusion.